that I talk to people.
I talk to people, man. I talk to people, man.
Let's get it.
Are we doing?
You could try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. Looking for change, looking for pain. Pulling a mob, pushing a train. I'll never stop, stick to a lane. Pick up the pieces and go rearrange. I'll be the best above all the rest, put me to the test and expect nothing less, your check is I'm chess, what's happening next, yeah. He got the venom, a tangible weapon, no coming in second. This life is a lesson, he got a new engine from pain, it's a blessing. New focus, no guessing, just bold and obsession. All in his possession, you got their attention. I'll leave an impression and take a redemption. Just kill, no discretion, your mind is a weapon. 11-11, it's time for progression, You could try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. People like sheep move feet, hurt it easy. You don't wanna be fast asleep when they scheming. Better stand tall, ready for a fight, believe me. When they drive the chains, you can say no, free me. So he's been looking for somebody who could save him, instead of searching inside for what they gave him. A strong will, strong mind causes mayhem. We could change the world, change times, rearrange them. Staying on pace, running the race. Life is a chase, I don't want a place, I wanna be first. Work till it hurts, dehydrated thirst till I'm in a hearse. High ambitions and the right mind can take you so far. It's like you lived a few lifetimes. Take off from a break off from the weak minds. They can stay soft, you can change lives, you create thoughts. Never waste time, you got one shot, you got one life. Better pop off, what do you like? Make a dream job, no 9-5, no mean boss. Just my life and free thoughts. You could try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. People like sheep move feet, hurt it easy. You don't wanna be fast asleep when they scheming. Better stand tall, ready for a fight, believe me. When they drive the chains, you can say no, free me. You could try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. Looking for change, looking for pain. Pulling a mob, pushing a train. I'll never stop, stick to a lane. Pick up the pieces and go rearrange. I'll be the best above all the rest, put me to the test and expect nothing less, your check is I'm chess, what's happening next, yeah. He got the venom, a tangible weapon, no coming in second. This life is a lesson, he got a new engine from pain, it's a blessing. New focus, no guessing, just bold and obsession. All in his possession, you got their attention. I'll leave an impression and take a redemption. Just kill, no discretion, your mind is a weapon. 11-11, it's time for progression, You could try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. People like sheep move feet, hurt it easy. You don't wanna be fast asleep when they scheming. Better stand tall, ready for a fight, believe me. When they drive the chains, you can say no, free me. So he's been looking for somebody who could save him, instead of searching inside for what they gave him. A strong will, strong mind causes mayhem. We could change the world, change times, rearrange them. Staying on pace, running the race. Life is a chase, I don't want a place, I wanna be first. Work till it hurts, dehydrated thirst till I'm in a hearse. High ambitions and the right mind can take you so far. It's like you lived a few lifetimes. Take off from a break off from the weak minds. They can stay soft, you can change lives, you create thoughts. Never waste time, you got one shot, you got one life. Better pop off, what do you like? Make a dream job, no 9-5, no mean boss. Just my life and free thoughts. You could try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. People like sheep move feet, hurt it easy. You don't wanna be fast asleep when they scheming. Better stand tall, ready for a fight, believe me. When they drive the chains, you can say no, free me. Easy, you don't wanna be fast asleep when they scheming. Better stand tall, ready for a fight, believe me. When they drive the chains, you can say no, free me. So he's been looking for somebody who could save him, instead of searching inside for what they gave him. A strong will, strong mind causes mayhem. We could change the world, change times, rearrange them. Staying on pace, running the race. Life is a chase, I don't want a place, I wanna be first. Work till it hurts, dehydrated thirst till I'm in a hearse. High ambitions and the right mind can take you so far. It's like you lived a few lifetimes. Take off, I'ma break off from the weak minds. They can stay soft, you can change lives, you create thoughts, never waste time. You got one shot, you got one life, better pop off. What do you like? Make a dream job. No 9-5, no mean boss, just my life and free thoughts. You could try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. People like sheep move feet, hurt it easy. You don't wanna be fast asleep on this scheming. Better stand tall, ready for a fight, believe me. When they drag the chains, you can say no, free me.
Oh, wrong face.
Got him. Got him.
Hey, what's going on? Y'all already know. Great Pill Podcast, your host with the most, and Jealous. I appreciate everybody for coming in. Hit the bell, hit the subscribe if you're new. Hit the likes. I appreciate you every day, all day. Shout out to Mika Mink. Appreciate you. Sweet Melody representing. I appreciate you like always. Tell Classic Ruby. Thank you. Shout out to Mandra in the back. And a special shout out to Elizabeth Davis. And like always, Miss Robbie. Definitely appreciate y'all. All right, so we're going to have a good conversation here. If you already saw the thumbnail, you already know. So I'm going to go ahead and pull up the gentleman up here so we can have this conversation for the men's sides. All right. We have my brother from another mother, Primal Studies. You catch him every Sunday between 8 and 9 o'clock Central Time. What's up, Primal?
Good to be here.
All right, appreciate you. And like always, one of our super moderators, Mr. Marcus, aka 10 Pill. What's going on, Marcus?
Shout out to you, brother. Shout out to you.
All right, appreciate you. And last but not least, brother from another mother. You can always check him out every Wednesday at the Black Man Unfiltered. Appreciate you, Mandrell.
Thank you. It's good to have you here.
All right. Feel like you're trying to be too professional now. Hey, I respect you, man, because I feel like I made a monster here and on the YouTube political side now, so I appreciate you.
No problem. Thank you.
Hey, but you know what? Real talk. If you want that chaos, man, I'll direct you in the right direction where you can see you. Okay. I want you at least to be sometime, but not all the time.
Right.
All right. Hey, but I do shout out to Vaughn. I see you, Vaughn. Appreciate you, man.
Von Bryan.
Yeah, man.
My man.
Shout out to the Billions. I want to show something real quick because anybody that know Before the Billions on his channel, definitely support him. He's in the middle of his stream, so he'll be coming over here to support us real quick in the chat. But I want to share something real quick. If Prime, if you do the honors, I thought it was a little bit funny. So if you want to go ahead and talk about this one, Primal, it's all you, bro. I think you're muted.
You're still muted, Primal.
It's not allowing him to speak.
Oh, sorry. Now better? Coming in? All right, cool. Yeah, so love me some Before the Billions. Love his streams. He always puts out great content. But I was laughing today because I saw him come out in the black turtleneck and the gold chain. It reminded me of a couple men I've seen in the past. So I wanted to make sure that we put a poll out and asked who wore it better. Was it the champion, the people's champ over here on the left, aka The Rock, aka Dwayne Johnson? Was it Sell the Glass of Water, Walter Weeks over here? Or was it my man Before the Billions right here? So you know what? I need to hear from everybody. You know, let us know. Was it left, middle, or right? Who wore it best? I would appreciate that. And you know, shout out for my awesome clip art style here. So you know, no credit needed. Thank you.
All right, appreciate it. All right, fellas, in the chat. So you already know who wore the turtleneck with the thin weak chain better. Is the weak water bottle Walter Weeks? Is it The Rock, the people's champ? Or is the YouTube people's champ in the middle? Before the Billions, aka BTB. So y'all let us know. Definitely let us know. That is funny. We'll ask him what made him put that turtleneck up there.
Really?
Yeah. All right. So again, if you're new coming in, I appreciate everybody chiming in. Definitely shout out to you, Vaughn. Shout out to you, Miss Jenny. Appreciate you like always.
Jenny Morena, yeah.
Oh, Manuel, appreciate you. Yeah, where are the turtles? I don't know. Donatello, Michelangelo, Leonardo, somebody probably Splinter. We got to figure that out. Shout out to you. Where you got, Ian? I'm not gonna forget about you, Ian. Shout out to you, Ian. If you smell la 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 la, but The Rock is cooking. Yes, sir. Somebody getting a vote for BTB. Yeah, he is killing that turtleneck. I think he needs a thicker turtleneck. You know what I'm saying? With the extra, give that fold on it. That'd make more sense. All right, so we're gonna have a great conversation. A little, maybe not too much of a controversy, but pretty much giving a man's perspective. With anybody that knows about Roe versus Wade. If not, we are gonna go ahead and help everybody explain it and break it down a little bit. And see but I want to show a little clip because it is the Great Pill Podcast. So I have a clip here that actually explains like the little a minute history of Roe versus Wade. So we're going to go ahead and get into that one. And then we'll have that discussion.
Where's the link? Says Jedi Mike.
Everybody want that link, man.
Yeah,
Everybody
Mike, sit tight, buddy. This conversation is for grown folks.
Everybody want that link. Appreciate the support in the chat, though. If you don't mind, good sir. Appreciate the support in the chat. All right. Everybody can see it? All right, cool. Oh, it's froze. Give me a second.
That's about the gist of it anyway.
Yeah, that's about the gist of it. So they're saying June 2022.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They got time to make the right call here. They do. Regardless how you feel about it, bro, it's been there for 50 years.
Now, why do you say they have the right, to have time to make the right decision?
It's political suicide.
Okay.
I mean, the right's reputation is bad enough. You know what I mean? Like if the right party, right wingers, if they don't put pressure on the justices to uphold Roe v. Wade, it's political suicide. They're persona non grata after Trump anyway. The problem is that the left, they're not looking too good. I mean, look at Biden and Harris. So I mean, it's a mess.
Let's break this down. I feel like we're getting extra deep because ain't that much politicians in here.
Gotcha. It's a lot of political intrigue and strategy.
Yeah, exactly. So, can you explain to the viewers what is Roe versus Wade?
Yes, Roe versus Wade is a landmark court decision that determined that a woman had a right to choose what to do with her body in terms of abortion. You know what I mean? If she wanted to terminate the pregnancy, or yes or no, that's her decision.
Correct.
And there's no law that's supposed to be put out there that prevents her from doing that.
Okay.
That's the gist of what Roe v. Wade is.
Okay. And it was by this was it 7 men that made the decision, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So now it's basically come down to a overturn of that decision. Now, in those laws, is there any states, any wording in them laws saying like, me as a man, if I choose to get a woman, or we both decide to get pregnant, or just by mistake, and she get pregnant and she chooses not to have the child, but I want the child, is there any choice saying that I can prevent her from having an abortion? Is there laws against that?
No, it's the woman's right to choose. There's
Really?
no law that says, yeah, if she wants to have an abortion, there's nothing you can do about it.
Okay.
You can sue, but for what?
That's crazy.
You wasted money. I mean, what are you suing her for?
And same thing if the man says, I don't want to have the child, right? Is there anything the man can do if he says, hey, I don't want you to have this child. I don't want that. He can't really do anything.
Yeah.
Can't force her to have an abortion.
Yeah, you can't make her, right?
Right.
So when I go the same thing, because I remember that's Kevin Samuels. I'm already got him on my mind. Dave Chappelle, he made a comment saying that then if that's the case, the same way when it comes to child support, like if you should we have the same type of right when it comes to child support? Like if we don't want to choose, if you choosing to have the baby and we choosing not to pay for it, that should be our right too. That's how.
Well, it sounds like a sound compromise. Sounds like a sound compromise.
Yeah, because if I don't want to keep the baby, but you want to keep the baby, then don't ask child support.
Don't ask me to pay for it.
Regardless if we're married or not, regardless, I mean, there's stipulations with the marriage thing, but
wow,
just keeping it black and white.
That's a good one, though. That is.
What's your thoughts on this, Marcus?
So my response isn't going to be liked by the people, but from my beliefs, I don't believe in abortion. Even though the government body, whenever they decide their laws, that's what it is in the laws of the land. But as of now, because they overruled it, I am for it. I'm pro-life, so that's where I stand. Unfortunately, people can disagree. It's okay, but that's where I stand.
Okay, well, I can play devil's advocate with that because now, and now you're saying pro-life, so scientifically, they said if they hear a heartbeat, right?
That's some states did that. Some states made it hard like that, but that's 6 weeks into it, though.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? And 6 weeks, you might not even know that you're pregnant until 8 weeks. At 6 weeks, that could mean a woman could be like 2 weeks off on her period, and that could have 2 weeks being late on a period. 2 weeks could be brought on stress. Stress could cause that. Yeah. Working out could cause that. Change of diet and exercise could cause that.
Yeah.
So it's like, how is she? You didn't give her time to find out.
Yeah, but since Marcus is saying pro-life, so the moment she actually finds out, we already know we got the CVS or whatever home test, right? But that's not 100%. So once you go to a doctor, you find out. Let's say in 6 weeks, day one you are pregnant. So does that mean that that's considered pro-life, Marcus?
Well, may I add my gray into the middle since there's always a gray area?
Sure.
I'm for it. I'm for it if there's a contraceptive like a Plan B or a birth control. That's okay. But as far as when they're planning to remove the body or remove a fetus in the body, I'm not for that.
Okay.
Yeah, and for the record, abortion is not something that I would choose for myself. If I got a woman pregnant, I would want to have the child and take care of it. That's just me personally. But and I've had this happen to me before, where I did get someone pregnant, told her I wanted to have the baby and take care of it and raise it and everything. She goes behind my back and has the termination.
You serious?
Dead serious.
That's crazy.
Nothing you can. And again, this is why I was saying nothing you can do about it. I know for a fact because I tried to do something about it, and it's like lawyers are like, no.
So now you're gonna touch over the 10-foot pole.
Nope.
And let me take that a step further. Let me just put out a hypothetical situation, and this probably would never happen. But let's just think about it for a moment. What if you were a man married to a woman, and you had talked about having children, and you said, okay, cool, and you were the man, you were super excited about having a baby, and your wife said, all right, cool, yeah, we'll try. But in the back of her mind, she didn't really want to have a baby, right? So what if, hypothetically, she did get pregnant and she went and terminated it without telling you? Because she wouldn't have to.
She did.
The trust is gone.
She terminated
without
telling
but
me.
like, even like if you're in just kind of a casual relationship, it's one thing. But imagine if you're married to somebody.
Ooh.
Imagine your wife, and she knows you want to have a baby, and she says, yeah, I'm down with that. But really, in her mind, she doesn't want to have a baby. And then you do get pregnant, and she goes and terminates it. And to my understanding, she doesn't have to tell you any of that.
She doesn't. She doesn't have to say a word to you.
Isn't that
married or not?
It would happen, but that is a potential scenario out in the world right now.
Yeah, I'm sure that happens. I'm sure that has happened. I'm sure that has happened, man. That's a very good one. But
wait, when women sneaky go into the clinic and get rid of it?
Like, if she's married to her husband, they get pregnant. The husband's all excited about it
because she's gonna know first.
Mm-hmm.
She's gonna know first.
She sneaks off, gets an abortion without telling him anything, and come to find out later on down the line, the husband finds out she was pregnant and had an abortion. What happens to that relationship? I don't know, dude. I know I say for better or worse, but my God.
And now you're making me think, because I don't know if that ever happened to me.
Yeah, it's like that. There are limits to my grace and my mercy.
Oh Lord, by your grace.
By my grace. That's right. I wouldn't have watched that too, by the way.
And of course, grace. Like that's a dark place to go. But that I know it's a very dark place to think about it. But I think about what are some of the worst possible situations that men may run into. And I think the worst possible situation out of all of this is not even that a man has a baby that he doesn't want to have. I think the worst possible thing is a man doesn't get to have a baby that he wanted to have.
Fair. Let me ask this question real quick, and we'll dive back in. Hold on, Marcus. Shout out to you, Ms. Career. She says, "Black men want babies." Yes, I was, and just to put myself out there just a little bit, I was married. I had allegedly, it was on the stream back in. I don't know how we got this conversation between Primal and Poppy. I'm gonna say Poppy because Poppy usually just shoot them random questions, and pretty much because it's public knowledge on my end. Was married, had a child, helped raise it, husband and wife, 2 family income, all that good stuff for about six years. Kind of find out, she had an affair, didn't work out, still raising the kid, actually had legal custody of him. 2 years later down the road, come to find out the child biologically was not mine. So very devastated. So if somebody like that can do something like that, and plus the scenario that Primal's speaking of, I wouldn't put it past nobody. So yes, this black man right here, 1 kids. I can't speak, but can be very forthcoming with this answer. Mandrell himself, 1 kids. He always talk about a future with his wife and all that, and then some. And of course, Marcus too. So
definitely, yes. Definitely. I would like to have children.
And I actually found I just looked it up real quick. There's actually a Supreme Court made a ruling to this exact topic. Planned Parenthood versus Danforth. The court reasoned that a husband's refusal to consent would in effect veto a woman's choice to terminate, while both found require. So the Supreme Court found laws requiring a spouse's consent for an abortion to be unconstitutional. So
yes, they can go to Planned Parenthood or any other abortion establishment and not say a word to their spouse or significant other or the potential father of the child. They can do this all incognito, and while on the one hand it's kind of messed up, at the same time I understand.
And you don't even have to. And you don't even have to get notice as the father. The Supreme Court addressed the question in Planned Parenthood versus Casey and found that such a law was unconstitutional. That what if the state lawmakers pass a law that says a married woman must inform her husband before she has an abortion? In Planned Parenthood versus Casey, they struck that down. They said that would be unconstitutional. So you could be a married woman with your husband's baby, and you could get it aborted and not have to tell a soul.
Oh, wow. Elizabeth Davis chimed in something I think very interesting as far as reasonings for having the abortion. She says, now if there was a medical problem, I'll be a bit more understanding. I would too. If there's a medical problem, again, I've never been in that situation. I'll just hear stories, read read articles of it. But if there's a complication with her and you have a choice, then yes, then that's something you need to take care of. And then let's come back and reassess the whole issue and see where we can move forward with that. What about your thoughts on that? On Elizabeth Davis' comment?
Oh, absolutely. There's medical problems. I'm all for it because I mean, she might pass away, and we don't want that. You can always have another child, but the wife, if it's a spouse or a significant other, you can't replace her.
Yeah.
So in that situation, I understand that.
What about you, Marcus?
I agree 100% with Mandrill on that. If it's to the point where I gotta save my loved one, I'll save my loved one. Which is my significant other.
That's fair. Now, it was something because Mandrell, you was on Robbie's stream. Shout out to Robbie the other night, and it was something that she said that hit home for me. She said, "Protect your legacy. Men protect your legacy." So we always, on our end, I can't speak for everybody else, but us on our end, we hold each other accountable, and we pretty much promote for women to hold other women accountable in certain areas. So would you agree with Robbie's statement on that? And can you explain a little bit more about when she meant by protect your legacy?
Protect your legacy.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, I'll add some context to that.
Yeah, add the context. Remind me of that one.
Because this is where she can pretty much speak for herself, but close to verbatim what she said was, men pretty much just not skeeting and just random chicks. You know what I'm saying?
That's what she meant. Yeah. It goes back to I agree with her. Yeah, when you have children, you have to be very selective of the woman you choose to procreate with.
Correct.
People gave We Ain't Signing a lot of grief, but as quiet as I was quiet on that panel because of one reason. I agreed with him.
Yeah.
You have to be careful of the pedigree you plant your seed in. You know what I mean? What kind of woman is she? What kind of mother is she going to be? Things of that nature. Does she believe in education? Whatever. You have to protect your legacy. You can't just go out here and skeet up in anybody.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just really throw your seed out there with anybody. You prefer a quality woman.
Yeah.
You have to be selective when it comes to having children.
And even if it doesn't work out, this is my stance on this one too. Shout out to you, Robbie. She says, shout out to the parents that want their kids. I am terrified infancy. Yeah. So
infanticide.
Thank you. Infanticide. Appreciate you. So this is my thing on this one, right? Even if you vet wisely and you choose the right woman, I think Primo said and someone else mentioned it too, but still make sure you think of the right one. Matter of fact, Marcus said this, because I remember you said this before, and it hit home for me. Think of when you're about to marry a woman, not just marry her because I love her, but marry her with the attitude, with the mindset of, could this be a good mother? Because if the relationship doesn't work out, y'all can still co-parent and raise the child out right. That's my take on that.
Yeah, I'm living that life. Literally, I'm living that life right now. My wife and I, we didn't work out. We had 3 children together, but we were very good co-parents together. And a lot of that was based on what I found to be her upbringing, her values, her morals. And I wasn't going into it being like, oh, this might not work out. But at some level I knew, okay, even if it doesn't, then I did my proper risk assessment, if you will. And I thought she would be a good mom, regardless of if we were together or not. So I'm living proof of that can work out still. But the most important decision you ever make isn't who you marry. It's who you have children with.
Yeah. Facts.
Shout out to you, Primo.
Justice Alito, he said some interesting things about Roe v. Wade. Like, he came out guns blazing about it.
Mm-hmm.
Justice Samuel Alito delivered the opinion of the court. He delivered the opinion of the court. He says, Roe was egregiously wrong from the start. Its reasoning was exceptionally weak, and the decision has had damaging consequences. And far from bringing about a natural settlement of the abortion issue, Roe and Casey have inflamed debate and deepened division. I mean, he says it is the inescapable conclusion is that a right to abortion is not deeply rooted in our nation's history and traditions. Now, the problem with this is that number one, being a part of our nation's history and traditions has nothing to do with it. I mean, we used to be ruled by people who sentenced women to death for sorcery and witchcraft, for crying out loud, and said it was legal. A man can't rape his wife and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Great.
Yeah, man can't rape. A husband can't rape his wife and stuff like that.
Don't get Susan angry at us. Don't get Susan angry.
Right. I mean, so let's as far as our nation's history and traditions and stuff. I mean, that argument of his doesn't hold much weight with me. But also, it will quickly trigger. Here's what some conclusions I found. It would quickly trigger bans on abortions in 22 states almost instantly. Okay, 25% of women have had an abortion. 6 in 10 women who have abortions are already mothers. Yeah, and some are survivors of rape or incest, and others have them for medical reasons. That's the problem. What are you going to do about the women who are victims of abuse and assault? You know what I mean? And then they conceive a child. They didn't want to. They had no choice in that matter. You know what I mean? It wasn't even an accident. It was completely not their fault. You know, what do you do about those people? What are you going to do with those kids well, you can throw them to abortion? Who's going to raise these kids? We all know that putting kids in the adoption program doesn't really work. It sucks. You know, these kids come out with all kinds of problems.
So why don't we just go ahead and just try to encourage safe sex, or just try to even just not closest celibacy as long as we can. Like, let's focus on the education first. Let's focus on.
No, we can't do that.
We can't give responsibility to people, Angela. Don't you know? You can't give them responsibility.
What are you doing? You know, and then you're talking about because it's not Christian. Okay.
I'm not a Christian.
Some states,
oh Lord.
Some states, dude. I mean, some states aren't going to hear it, and the Supreme Court, what they want to do ultimately, they're trying to leave it a state's issue and leave it out of the Supreme Court and a federal issue. You know what I mean? They want to take the federal hands off of it, leave it completely up to the states. And again, like I read, the problem is 22 states are almost instantaneously going to ban it.
Yeah,
almost instantly. The second they say so to the states, Alabama banned, Georgia banned. You know what I mean? Texas gone.
Yeah.
So
conservative.
Right. So women are going to have to travel cross country to get this done. That means they have to go there for checkups and appointments with the doctors, and that's going to be really hard.
And that's the process too, because I watched one documentary where they actually broke that down. They said like I'm not trying to promote it, but that's like with legal marijuana, right? Some states is okay with it, some not. But if you travel that state, you can get it for free without even, well, not free, but with any ramifications. But you can come back down to your state and just be okay with it. Then you got medical marijuana. So it's like people got finding all these loopholes with that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's almost like a big catch-22. You're damn if you do, damn if you don't.
Just like there's a veteran who got caught up like that really bad.
It's like a setup game. I was looking at it as a setup game.
Right. He lost his VA benefits because of that. He's traveling cross country. He was lives in a state where marijuana was legal, right? So the VA prescribed it to him to help him with his PTSD. He's traveling cross country. He makes it to Alabama, right? He and his wife are still traveling. The cops pull him over, finds the stuff on him, tells him he's a veteran. His prescription is legal, and it's been prescribed to him. Cop says, well, it ain't legal here. So he does what the white cop does what white cops do to black people, regardless of circumstance. And this guy black, but he's a veteran. Locks him up. He gets convicted. The judge, no mercy. Not gonna have that stuff in our state, California. And they threw the book at him, dude. And so because of that, he lost all of his VA privileges. He was 100% with the VA, right? 100%. Guy can't work because of his PTSD. He can't. And they took all of that away from him and didn't consider that. So this guy's life is torched. His wife lost, his family lost their house and the whole 9 yards, dude. That's my thing with this, with stuff like this. like marijuana. But that's another conversation.
Yeah, exactly.
It should be legal nationwide. But anyway.
I want to chime in on something here because where it says Mika says something that pretty much hit home because I pretty much self-promoting this. Primal said this about the snip.
I told you all from the jump, man. Just get it done, man.
If you want to break that down a little bit, because you're proprietor of that one and give your explanation on this one.
You've had a vasectomy?
Oh, God, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Go, please continue.
Yeah. So if you're not in the business of making babies, then you should highly consider getting one done. If you've either gotten to the point where maybe you've had a kid or two, or you've decided you're not going to have kids, highly consider getting it done, especially if you're, let's say, maybe in your 30s or 40s. And even if you do decide later on that you might want to have kids, it can be reversed. The longer it's been, the success rate drops off. But if you have it reversed, generally speaking, within 10 years, by the time you're in your 40, like before your mid 40s, the reversal chance is pretty darn successful. Like we're talking 80 to 90% success.
Yes, 90%. Yep.
So it shouldn't be something to be feared. I'll bring that up. I brought it up with somebody who's young man, 27, 20 years old. He's got one kid. He's been divorced. And I was like, man, just get snipped. Like, are you planning on having more kids? Maybe not. And I said, man, your life will be a lot less stressful if you're out there dating, if you've already been snipped and you're 27, 28. You know, if you decide 5-6 years from now, you want to have another kid, get it reversed. Your odds are good. It's a lot better than maybe just shooting up the club and having an accident.
I agree with that because when Primal had this conversation and he broke it down, and I actually, because again, I don't try to like take people's word for it. I actually looked it up. He's 100% right on it. You can check it out. The success rate is, you said 80, 90. It actually said 90, but it was between that. So I'm saying 90 because that's the part I read. It's between the ages of 35, 40, but 40 is pretty much the limit you go from that part. You can have a very high success rate to having it reversed, right? It's not saying quick and easy, but it's very pretty much in and out, one and done. And that's pretty much it.
Yeah,
So,
I went to work the same night.
Yeah. So
you go in, it's a 45-minute procedure. They give you a little local numbing agent. They scrub you up. They do
Are you awake?
Yeah.
For the whole procedure?
Yeah, I was talking to you.
No, give me some anesthetic.
Put me to sleep.
Emotional damage.
I talked to the urologist the whole time.
You know what the crazy part is, Primal? You have an ex-Marine, Jerry here, okay? And you got an ex-Special Forces. You're
I'm
Special
good.
Forces, and we're the ones saying, no, put me to sleep. Bring on the sleep gas. Bring on the gas.
I mean, all they do is
I don't care, bro. I don't care.
Sitting here like, oh man, it ain't that bad. But the tough guys over here,
you all have seen the movies or like you all have seen the things where like women are doing their OB visit, right? With the chair.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They kind of put you up in the chair. You got your legs up.
Right?
You got your legs up. And you got a little sheet, and the sheet just covers you up.
I ain't that comfortable.
You just kind of feel them pushing and working down there, and it's
No, sir. No, sir. You have to drug me, sir. Drug me, sir. Drug me.
Okay.
I mean, people make a big deal. I went to work that night. I got that done at like 10 in the morning, and I went and worked a night shift.
That's cool.
Shout out to you, man. You deserve a medal.
Right?
I'm just saying it's not that big of a deal. People,
I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie. You ain't tell me those details. Now you gotta be nervous. Yo,
we have to give a
Yo, it's like that moment in Jaws when you hear it. No.
Yeah, exactly.
That's like that, bro. So I'm good. Drug me. Put me to sleep. I don't care.
Marcus, we need to give this man the Distinguished Cross for that.
Yeah,
Good.
There you go. Bronze medal.
You deserve to be
this
well
is why I'm
rewarded.
glad. I'm not against it, but I will say this. This is why I'm very careful. That's why, use the protection, all that good stuff. Luckily, I came across very women that I did vet. They had their things going on with them, so they couldn't at that moment. So, pat on my back for that one. Been doing good. But
a 45-minute outpatient procedure can save you $250,000 in child support.
Wow, that's true. That's fair.
Oh no, man! If they can't
$250,000.
They can't knock me out.
What do they say? What do they say the cost to raise a child is nowadays? I mean, this was a while ago. They used to say like 250,000 was.
It's now $1 million.
Yeah, so take that and multiply it by a little bit, probably since the last time they did that, and I'll say you might end up paying
$1 million. How much the procedure cost?
It was under my insurance. It's easy. So I paid my copay, whatever, $50. I don't know.
What kind of insurance you got?
Good insurance.
$50.
Yeah.
Huh?
The good insurance.
What, I know, but what kind of insurance?
I don't know, like Blue Cross Blue Shield.
All right, Poppy.
I don't know the good insurance.
Man, the VA will just come and they'll come right to your house. I bet, man. They'll just come
probably
and right home.
Yeah. I mean, these days they probably. I ain't letting them jokers in my house.
Right on the kitchen table. Man,
right, you know what I'm saying? Sit here on the couch.
Make it sound like we're Amish, like it's pilgrims or something.
Right. Like they come over to pull teeth or something. No.
But that's a good one though. So pretty much, good insurance. That's the name of the insurance right there. Good insurance.
Yeah, what kind of insurance?
Everybody Google that now. Goodinsurance.org.
Yeah, he's like,
Tell Mark sent you. They'll give me a promo code that I don't need.
There you go. Hey, Marcus, you want to do a shout out promo for that one too?
I'll pass for that one. Right now, I'm getting that image out of my head right now.
Right. Yeah. Like, oh my God, man. Oh, you're not making this sound too appetizing. It's a reasonable thing to do. I get it, but the way you describe it is like, man, I don't know.
That sounds like a motivational intermission right now. So we're gonna do a motivational intermission just to get for the fellas out there, the ones who is afraid of the snip snip. I am an advocate of snip snip, thanks to Pastor Primal who got me converted into it. So there we go. So here
we do not relay our comments to Great Pill, so we don't acknowledge that either.
Welcome to the Great Pill Podcast.
Hear the music.
Put your mask on. 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 Hold up. Hold my phone.
Shake it up. 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 Let go. Let go. Get it right. Get it. Get it right. Get it right. Get it. Get it right. Get it right. Get it. Get it right.
Pause. Hold my phone.
All right, this is
Mask on.
That's for the fellas out there, just to get that out your system a little bit.
Thank you. That did help. Oh, hey, Tommy B, what up, man? Why you late, Tommy? You missed the go. You missed all the good stuff.
Shout out to Tommy B.
Tommy said he was going to have a vasectomy.
Oh, okay. Tommy B, advocate of the snip snip.
He said he's going to let him take
10
both
out of
of them
10
out.
would do again. 10 out of 10.
Enter at your own risk.
Would do again.
Enter at your own risk.
I gave that Yelp review to my urologist. 10 out of 10 would do again.
Oh wow.
That's hilarious.
You can clip that one. That's my vasectomy review. 10 out of 10 would come again.
Would come again. I'm sure you will come again and again and again and again with no problems. The problem is I got to make it through the procedure, man. You're not making it sound too favorable. Tommy B said he's just gonna let him take both of the nuggets.
Oh my!
Yeah, he's gonna let him take them out. You can have
Tommy B got grown. I mean, he got enough kids to go around for everybody. So he's good.
I'm kidding. He didn't say that.
What?
I'm kidding. He didn't say that. I'm messing with him.
Oh, okay. I mean, let us know.
He's probably chasing them kids around right now. You know what I'm saying? Right now.
Hey, sit down, blood. That's what he said.
Hey, blood, what you doing? Sit down.
Yeah, okay, but just to break that down a little bit, and we'll get back to the Roe versus Wade. So, it's pretty much go hand in hand with that because we're talking about responsibility, right? So, oh man, so we're talking about responsibility with this. So, wouldn't it be responsible as an optional? Since we're talking about, because who I beat over the head when Primal, this is like a lot of people, since we was talking about logic versus feelings. So logic versus feelings. So if you feel a certain way about the snip, but logically, like Promo said, $250,000 a year, that's a lot of money. Who got that kind of cash? And then Mandro said himself, he said up now is up to $1 million. Who got that kind of money? So again, just putting out there, fellas, in the chat, even back on the replay, if you're watching this for the viewers, that is an option for you men out there. And it restricts a limit or option for a woman who's trying to get pregnant on purpose. Again, it restricts an option for the ladies who trying to get pregnant on purpose by you when A, didn't get the consent and y'all did not even have the discussion. Think about it.
It's a good Uno reverse card when you've been snipped and they said, "Hey baby, I'm pregnant," and I'm like, "Gotcha, bitch."
It is. I'm pregnant. Uno.
Yeah.
I had a vasectomy. Uno reverse, bitch. Gotcha, bitch. Ha!
Yeah. Hey, a guy with a snip, he be doing one of these to the women. That's the ultimate deflection.
He's right. That's a good one, Primal. That is an ultimate Uno reverse card. I'm pregnant. Really? By who? You. No, you're not.
Medical
No,
paper
you
right
are
here.
not. Right.
Let's have that conversation again.
Yeah. Start again. There you go.
So
So
what
what
lied
you're
on me?
saying is that you got pregnant. Yeah.
Yeah, right. Which is you saying you got pregnant. Okay, now who the
you
daddy?
saying,
Right.
not me.
But hey, to that end, about this whole conversation, there's a lot of ways to prevent pregnancy, aren't there?
Yep.
What do you mean, like
There's
anal?
a whole lot of ways.
No, sir. And you too friendly.
Oh, my bad. Alon.
Yeah.
What options is there for the women? Or it could be for men too, but mostly for the women. If you want to give a list.
I mean, the real men strategies, right? Are there's condoms, there's a vasectomy. You could talk about like trying to do like a rhythm type thing or the early withdrawal or whatever. Those aren't very effective, typically speaking. For women, though, there's also oral contraceptives. There's implanted devices underneath your skin. There's devices like IUDs. I think there's the morning after pill is another one. So I feel like there's a lot of options to either prevent or stop it very quickly with the morning after pill. So how do we get to the point where we need abortions, right? Because I can understand there's a medical risk to the mother. I'll support that all day, right? Or if there was a bad circumstance, the snuggle struggle, or maybe somebody was doing something inappropriate that maybe was related to the person or something like that. Those I am in full 100% support of that being a good reason to have that done. But outside of those, I struggle with I don't want to do this.
Yeah.
This is an inconvenient time in my life. Other rationale like that, I struggle with those, especially with there's a long list of options available that can help you prevent from getting to that stage. That's where I struggle.
Manuel, shout out to Manuel. He said, I don't know if he just came in. He said, "Can you feel the snip?"
No, they'll give you a little local lidocaine, and you just feel pressure. Call it pressure.
Okay. Yeah, and Manuel, he said about 45 minutes. You're in and out. You can go to work the same on the next day.
Yep.
If you're a guy and you're still running around like a rabbit, sir, that's for you. That's an option.
Wait, so if there's nothing holding the boys intact together there, do they ever just bounce around, or when you get kicked down there, does it still hurt?
Taking it now.
There's nothing connected. I was saying,
I can get some images. I don't know, like it's medical, I guess. Hold on, give me a moment.
Why are you making it sound like it's a jumping house?
I'm just saying, do they just bounce around everywhere? And also, if you get kicked down there, does it still hurt?
Sir,
yes.
If you get kicked down there before the surgery,
they're not connected to anything
anymore.
Superman after you get the snip
anymore.
Mandra, you acting like they're actually taking out a nerve where you don't feel anything at all.
If you drag it down
are you
there,
super nuts?
no. Here's the thing: that good sensation that we all like,
Yes.
during climax, that comes from the prostate.
You can
don't
still
need
have
it-
that. You can still have that good sensation, sir.
Oh yeah, I know
Here.
that, but I'm saying it come from the
Do
jewel.
you want me to share? Do you want me to share? Like, it's a medical screen.
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, all right, boys and girls. So let's talk about the birds and the bees. I'll be your teacher primal today. So what you have over here.
Oh, I see
is
what's going on.
So they literally just make a small cut of the vas deferens, the tube. So the tube, they just cut out a section of the tube.
Of the tube,
So
yeah, they don't cut the nerve. They don't sever
It
the
just
nerve.
doesn't communicate to the exit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And
gotcha.
it's not all of it. It's just, the stuff, the special stuff.
Right.
Yeah. So
semen.
yeah. Yep.
Gotcha.
So that's how it works. Yeah.
We can take that down now.
Yeah.
I'm with Tommy B.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Shout out to Tommy B. Shout out to Tommy B.
Shout out to Tommy B. That's my boy right there, man.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, when you ask questions, you're going to get answers. Okay, so this is how it works. Welcome to the Gray Pill Podcast. So you got your explanation of the snip to the viewers also. So Mr. Mandrell, he said that sounds yeah. I ain't mad at you. I'm not mad at you. But again, I'm gonna still say this again. Think about it. 45 minutes, $50 with insurance versus $250,000 per year. Uncle Sam is coming. Uncle Sam is coming. What that means is if you owe child support and you get locked up and you have to come out. If they put your insurance number and all that stuff, you're locked up with your checks. That's something you don't have to deal with. Versus right now, it's $1 million. So I am an advocate. I'm promoting that because that would be another option versus then putting the glove on. But again, we already know how men is out in this world, so I'm not going to speak on the women. We know how men in this world, men say, hey, it feels better without it. So if it feels better without the glove, guess what? Go look for the snip. That is an option.
Things, but here's the thing: we still need the glove because we got other things to worry about. See, women are nasty. Okay.
Again, I'm not gonna put it on women. I'm gonna beat on the men because
they're dangerous and nasty.
Men is just as nasty as women are.
No, even though we got the snip, we still got to wear the glove because they carrying all these things and stuff out there. These nasty women.
To be fair, Angelus, a lot of the women are the ones in the clinics and like those Planned Parenthoods and like those like STD places.
Yeah.
Just letting you know.
Oh Lord.
I'm just keeping it a bug. I'm adding in the gray.
I'm just saying what men is out there nasty too. When they catch some things,
I know. I'm not saying. I didn't say men aren't, but I'm just saying a lot of them.
Yeah. Now you got a point there because I never understood that. Like some guys will walk around with some stuff and it's like all you need is a shot of penicillin and you're done with it. Like why don't you just go to the doctor and just get that taken care of?
I don't want to do that neither. They don't want to do that neither.
So here's interesting. You're asking about cost. If you had to pay, if you don't have the good insurance and you just had to pay out of pocket, estimated $1,000.
Oh, that's too tight. I don't know, man. I don't know. Yeah, I can't afford that. I can't. Sorry, ladies, I can't go get the procedure.
But you know what's funny? It actually costs way more to have it reversed. $6,000 is what they say.
Yeah, there you go. So it's permanent. $6,000.
And insurance will cover a snip, but they won't cover a reversal. So you gotta pay that. So not only do you really got to decide you want to do it, but then you got to pay for it if you want to have a baby.
Yeah, you do.
So you're really setting up yourself for, I don't know if I really want to have a baby.
Yeah, that's why I can't have it yet. I can't have it yet. I mean, I gotta have at least one. I gotta find a qualified woman.
There you go.
First.
That part. Shout out to Green Eye Lady. Appreciate you. Again, if you haven't subscribed, please hit the subscribe button. Definitely hit that bell notification. Also hit the likes. All right. Hit the likes. I appreciate you. Green Eye Lady said, I was told by 2 doctors I could not have children. Had one at age 37. Now abstain. Is that easy? I mean, again, a God's will. I pretty much put on God's will on that one. I mean, take it how you want to take it, and congratulations to you. But far as with the Roe v. Wade situation, women have to be more self-aware, especially when this situation came up. Like I understand back then versus now, right? We're in quote unquote modern times. So when we have those situations come to you, be very careful. Like us guys right now, we're saying we're saying be very selective on the guy side of who you want to procreate with women, who you want to get pregnant, right? We gave options: the glove, the snip. Hey, talk to her, vet her, ask her those little crazy questions if she is on these type of these little pregnancy type devices. You know what I'm saying? So same thing with women. You need to vet properly with these guys too. Hey, are you okay? Do you have these type? Do you have anything? Do you have any STDs? If not, let me go ahead and start looking into the matter. Let's go together. So that's something you need to think about, because I'm not gonna say I'm all about pro-choice and what do you want to do, because across the board on the news, they're protesting and in front of all these courts, and they're doing anything they can. But at the same time, wouldn't it be just safe to say, and I'm just throwing it out there, don't beat me up, ladies, wouldn't it be smarter to say, instead of me wasting my time all day in a court, let me just promote to my fellow sisters out there, say, hey, why don't we just choose more wisely? Why don't we just have more protection? Because that would cause the increase of the nuclear family without the family. Just put it out there. Just put it out there.
And I guess here's what I find interesting about the whole Roe versus Wade discussion. To my understanding, the Supreme Court is, if it's overturned, that would just kick it back to the states, right?
Yep.
22 states are going to just.
And then here's the other part of it. There would be no more federal funding for it then. So it would come down to an individual state decision.
Yes.
So would that mean, do you feel like, Drill, to a point you made earlier, for some people, that means they're going to have to go multiple states over to go get that? Do you think that might curb their behavior and say, it's actually going to be really hard to get an abortion? Maybe I should be more responsible on the front end?
No. People are just going to, you would think that, but let's look at the record of the average American. No. Come on, man. Everyone on this panel, you look at the track record of the average American citizen. This is not the brightest country in the world. We're not full of scholars.
I agree. It was more of a hypothetical. It was more of a hypothetical. But
right, I know, but I'm just saying. You would, like I said, you would think that people would make better decisions. I mean, you got people like myself and Angelus and Marcus. We don't have any. We made it all this time and didn't have any kids.
Bro,
yet.
I ain't gonna lie to you.
That you know of.
Yeah, they know of.
That's
what I said, that I know of.
That's true.
No. I ain't gonna lie. It's something to me like a switch, and I was doing demon time all through high school. You know what I'm saying? You know, player from the Himalayas, but at the same time, I was smart enough to kind of like, you know, I wasn't doing like them F boys out there telling some, yeah, man, I'm gonna do the quick in and out. I'm gonna pull out that pull out game. Remember that, everybody? The pull out game.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, that never was me. Never been me.
It wasn't me because the first time I did it without protection, I knew right then my pull-out game was weak. Super weak. My pull-out game was super weak. So I was like, yeah, I just need to wrap up because I ain't pulling, I ain't doing that.
Hey, I heard in the streets, man, Drill, when you said you know that one time without the glove and you made love to a woman, you was doing this.
Brutal.
That is brutal. That's brutal.
Hey, that's what I heard in the streets, man. I mean, I ain't taking it as a fact, but you know, it is what it is.
Hey, you know what? Though? You know what
I'm
glad my parents were pro-life, because otherwise I might not be here.
There you go, and I would never met you, so I appreciate your parents.
But my parents got married and they wanted to have kids, so that's how I got here. Black Man Unfiltered, you got stuff to do, don't you?
Yes, sir. But I got
then why are you here? No, sir. I need you to get to work. I'm gonna need you. I'm holding you accountable as your partner.
Man, Drell just feet to the fire.
All right, let's pretend for 1 second this is not Black Man Unfiltered's channel. 2, let's pretend you are a guest. Let me put my mug in here real quick. Let's pretend you are a guest on the Gray Pill podcast. Shout out to Mika Mink, the wifey down below that's in the chat. Let's pretend for 1 second that you are that person. Now, let's start all over. Black Man Unfiltered, How are you, sir?
Man,
Welcome.
I am doing wonderful, man. Thank you so much. Guys, listen, while I'm here, I just want to say to everyone, hit that subscribe button, guys. Hit that like button. I mean, we shouldn't even have to tell you. This should be mandatory. If you guys are here watching it for free, this is government assistance if you're not hitting the subscribe button.
Bro.
Hit that subscribe button, guys. And let's get this guy up to 1,000. All right. Now I want to kick a shout out to everybody in the chat. What's going on, chat? Y'all, all that. I love y'all, man. Be good. Also, Primal Studies, my guys in the building. All right. Let's see here. Marcus is in the building. He goes by many names, but good luck to and good day to him. And also Shorty Doo-Wop, the man would swell that if he fell down a well, he will be short enough not to get out. Mandrill, what's going on, my guy? All right, so guys, I am here. I see Shamu. Hey, Shoo is in the comments, my baby. Yeah, double side. Yeah, makes me talk in tongues when I see a name. It's something about a name that makes me go insane. Yeah, double side. Hey, I'm about to shout. Okay, I'm good now.
What's your thoughts so far on the Roe versus Wade situation, Black man?
I think that if we go into, I don't know if you guys went into it yet, but I think that when it comes to Roe v. Wade, the lady was manipulated by money. Yeah, I don't know if y'all talked about that, right? The lady that the case was surrounded by.
Yeah, I didn't get to that part yet.
There
was a lot of there was money. There was shenanigans. That wasn't the only thing either. There's a lot of shenaniganry behind that.
Yeah, they paid her. They paid her to go against it, and they paid her to be for it. She double dipped.
Oh wow!
Mm-hmm.
And so, and before she died, she died suddenly. She didn't get sick or anything. She just died. But before she died, she said, "I was a great actor. I was a great actor." She said, "When they needed me to be for it, I said yes, be for it. And if they needed me to be against it, I went against it, and they paid me really, really well."
And now we know how she died.
Yep, and she manipulated the game.
And now we know why she died.
Mm.
So with that,
your mouth.
So with that being said, so I mean, because we're pretty much we're holding both sides accountable. We're giving options out for both sides, to men and women. You know what I'm saying? Take it or leave it. But at the same time, it comes back to consequences. So what's the purpose of being up in court and yelling, screaming, protesting, making kind of doodle signs? Like, I don't see if people do the homework, just that information alone right there, technically I feel like we're getting played regardless.
Yep, exactly. There was an agenda. Again, it goes back to what's the lady's name? I talk about her so much now I can't even think of her name. The lady that's over Planned Parenthood.
I don't remember.
Which one?
The lady that started it. The founder.
She ain't there no more.
No, she did. But she maggot food.
Right. I'm about to say that's what I said. She ain't there no more. Now the ladies who are in charge of it now, there's several of them because they have a board, because it's classified under a nonprofit, Planned Parenthood. You know what I'm saying? So they get that they get those government grants, millions of dollars worth.
Yeah, her name is Margaret Sanger.
Mm-hmm. Margaret Sanger. Yeah.
Yeah, and the thing that bothers me about Margaret is that she had an agenda, and Margaret Sanger went to a KKK meeting. And she stood up on the table to have a picture of her, back in the day before the color pictures came out. Mm-hmm. And she's on top of the table and she's giving a speech and she's telling them at the Klan rally, I am going to delete all black babies. Don't you worry. I'm going to convince them to get rid of them. And then we're going to take the opportunity when they get rid of them to sterilize every one of them.
Oh, wow.
They made the women sterile as well while they were there.
She said, we're going to start in the urban areas first. So I already have a plan. So she built the first one in Harlem, New York. She built the first one in Harlem. And then she went to St. Louis. Then she went to, all the different parts of the country where there were huge urban areas. And then she took the black preachers and the black doctors and nurses, and she paid them very well to convince them that it was the thing to do, because there was an uprising when she did it on her own. And the black woman was like, I ain't finna do that. You crazy? I'm not finna delete my baby. And then the preacher was like, well, trust in the Lord. You can, and then they had the deacons go out. Then they had the doctors go out. Hi, I'm a doctor. I went to school for this. Yes, it's okay to delete your baby. We're okay. Nurses. Yes, ma'am. The doctor's okay. He's right. And then women started to do it. And when they started to do it, they're wondering 10 years later, 6 years later, wait a minute, I'm 24 now and I can't have kids. Why? Because they sterilized her. They did a whole hysterectomy on these women when they went in for these deletions.
And a lot of times without anesthetic.
Yep.
A lot of times with no anesthetic.
Yep. I did a whole show on this, man. And when I went to monetize it, they said, "Oh no, we're not monetizing this one."
Right.
So
a lot black people have been, like I said before, black men. You have some people saying, "Oh, I'm not surprised." I'm like, it is a miracle that African Americans still exist.
Yep.
If you calculate everything that happened to us, it's a miracle that we're still even here.
Even the doctor in New York that has his statue up in New York. I think it's down now. But he put in his journal. It's at Smithsonian. He put in his journal that he's called in women, and he cut women open, and he cut them and took things out of them, and he was practicing on live bodies.
Oh wow!
On slaves.
A lot of times, and no anesthetic. No anesthetic.
One mic at a time. One mic at a time.
He said in his journal that it's almost paranormal the pain that black women can withstand when they're under the knife with nothing, no drugs, no nothing. He said it's amazing. He says it's almost paranormal how they can take so much pain. And then he would take the babies, guys, and he would take a shoe, the shoe spike that used to put the spikes at the bottom of the shoe. He would take that and he would spin it into the top of the head of the infants to see if the infants possessed the same thing as the moms. And when the babies would go pass away, he would take the babies and throw them outside of a window in a bucket and say, "Bring me the next one." And his statue is in New York in Central Park.
That's crazy.
Yep.
But hey, I just. Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Primal.
I was gonna say, like, I've heard just kind of anecdotal comments to this effect, but I just looked it up real quick, and it was from 2019. But the amount of abortions performed on various racial groups, I just looked it up, and as I look at it right now, it says of the 100% of abortions performed, the leading community is the black community, coming in at 38%. 38% of all abortions that are legally reported in the United States as of 2019 were from black women. Which, if you take that and do that proportionally, that's an outrageous number.
Yep, it is.
Because what is the black community in America is what, 13, 14, 15%, give or take?
13 and a half right now.
So if 13 to 14% of the population is having 38% of the abortion procedures, that's
an outrageous amount of people gone. You know what I mean? So
it's crazy, man. It's crazy. Once you can, and think about how many the person that probably had to cure the cancer was in that group. So the next person that could build the next car that could run on with water was probably in that group. The next great scientist was probably in that group.
We'll figure it don't matter. We'll figure it out sooner or later.
It does matter, sir.
But that's the way they're thinking of. They're looking at it.
Right.
It doesn't matter. We'll figure it out sooner or later.
Yep. And they're just throwing it's crazy, man. And you know what I did? Because I want to be well versed in this kind of stuff. And so I actually did, before I did a show about this, I actually went and I sat and watched the video from start to end on how it happens, the entire process. It'll blow your mind.
They suck it up with a big ass tube.
And what's the name of this again for the viewers out there so they can do the homework?
The name of what now?
Do you know the name of this that you're watching so the viewers can
it's all you got to do is go to YouTube and type in, I don't want to say the A word, but type in A surgery or whatever. Whatever. Yeah, type that in. I don't want to say the word, man. But
okay, I appreciate you.
Yeah, my sister left a comment. Like we also said this is just because those numbers are reported from clinics. That does not include the abortions performed by private practitioners.
Correct.
That is absolutely true.
And guess what Texas said in the great state of Texas?
Oh, Texas, y'all ain't having it.
Oh yeah, what our governor just said. Our governor said, when this Roe v. Wade is reversed, it's going to be 100% illegal in the state of Texas to have an abortion.
If you perform one,
if you perform one, you lose your license as a doctor. If a lady's caught doing it to herself, she's going to jail for the M word.
Right. Oh, wow. And the doctor's going to jail for mandatory minimum 20 years.
20 years.
Mandatory minimum. You lose your license, mandatory minimum 20 years.
What I keep telling you. What I keep telling you about Texas.
Any stipulations on it in cases of like the snuggle struggle or inappropriate relations or anything like that?
Nope. The governor said,
Texas doesn't care.
The governor said, you remember they had the thing out where you got to be 10 weeks, 12 weeks? He said conception. He said, if there is a baby in there, when they put that thing on that stomach and they see something wiggling around in there, that baby's alive. You do something to that child, it's considered the M word. You're going to jail, mandatory 20 if you're the doctor, and you're going to be tried as a what he said. I don't want to say the M word, but M word for the mom or the dad or whoever helps perform it.
Okay, see, that's why I brought up to Andrew earlier, because we had pretty much a brief discussion about that. Because Marcus said he's pro-life, so if it's a heartbeat or something, then let's keep it. That's life. But my question is, because you got those extremists that say, hey, the day they find out that they are pregnant, they're considering that a life. There's no heartbeat. There's no anything. So the day you find out that you are, that's the state of Texas is going to consider it as that.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
So if a girl is walking around here and all of a sudden she start feeling queasy, right? And she go to the doctor and they're like, "Oh, you're pregnant." The day they find out, oh, that's a life. You take it, you're going to jail.
And the thing is, the crazy part is that, like I said, right now they give you a 6-week window, meaning from day that you conceive to the day that you're eliminated. So if you're 6 weeks and 1 day, you cannot get an abortion legally in a lot of these states. I think Texas is one of them. And Texas made it so hard for the abortion clinics, like Planned Parenthood and the like they had to build new buildings and stuff like that, because they said, okay, the walls have to be X amount of feet apart from one another. They gave these exacting specifications for just weird stuff.
I think California might. I'm just gonna throw that. I think California will be next, because California seems like it's so either. It's like there's no in between.
Don't count your money on that, bro, because it's so left wing liberal in California.
It's like it's either can go super left or super right. There's no in between with the state of California.
And that's why they love Donald Trump so much, because he's pro-life.
Yeah, the right wingers. But he says he's pro-life. Trump has paid plenty of women to have abortions. Plenty.
Probably.
Ain't no probably in it. Trust me.
And I remember, it's been some sick stuff, guys, because I remember when a lady, her husband helped her perform the abortion at home, an at-home abortion. It went really bad. And he took the baby and put a baby in the smoker and cremated the baby.
Yeah, I remember hearing that. I've heard all kinds of stuff. Like in the smoker, I've heard barbecue grills, I've heard fireplaces. All kinds of sick stuff, man. It goes down like that.
So again,
this go ahead.
So again, I ask. So why, with all this knowledge, and it's not even hard knowledge to find, from what you was telling me, Primal was saying, Marcus was saying, and Blackman the Filter, that information right now in modern times isn't that hard to find. So why are women now is breaking their necks for that Roe v. Wade? Because to be honest, I've been doing it, practicing all my life, safe sex, vetting the proper woman, properly.
Exactly.
And trust me, like I said, I was anybody that know me, I was out in them streets all through high school and then some. So, and I start slowing down around 23. You know what I'm saying? So
it's so strict in Texas. They said even if it's incest, they don't give a damn.
They don't care.
Even if it's incest, even if it comes from the R word, they don't care. Damn.
See, that's I'm very pro-life, but that's a bridge too far for me. Like, I think if it's causing significant medical harm to the mother, like she might be ended because of it, or if it was, a bad situation like the snuggle struggle or somebody that was related to them, I'm okay with those. But yeah, I think excluding, like, not having those exceptions, I think that's a bridge too far, personally.
Right. And that's what the ladies asked at the press conference when they were talking to the governor. And he said, no, I don't mean any harm to anybody. I'm pro-life. And what's going to happen is, if that happens to you, we'll make sure that we get you all the help you need. The state will help you get through the process, PTSD, any struggle, any stress, any depression. But when that baby's born, you can put it up for adoption. But you are not deleted.
Yeah. And now how much you want to bet you get no help with mental health or anything like
Exactly.
Well, that's another option. Thank you for saying that. That's another option too, because I seen on the news just recently women who didn't even want the baby, but maybe sometimes the father did, or you didn't have to put in a quote unquote dumpster baby because that's what they actually did. You didn't have to dump your child off with the pressures of parents or whatever life goes on with you. You could easily take the baby to somewhere somebody will actually want and care for it easily.
Yep.
There's facilities for those.
But those facilities ain't that great, man.
So what else are you doing? So you're just going to delete the baby and just not take a chance? I'd rather take a chance on bring it to a hospital, say I don't want nothing to do with it, leave my name out of it. This is whatever my reasons is, and then just dip.
Well, people used to do that. Like they used to. You remember putting the kids in a basket and leaving them at a fire station,
Yes.
or something like that, or a Catholic monastery. Yeah, people used to do that instead of putting them in a trash can. And I'm not with
up to a certain limit though, because then after a certain age, if the baby's a certain age, it's illegal. And then, not to piggyback too far back into the conversation, but Texas has that history of being so very patriotic, very conservative. What are the top 4 things Texas is known for? It's prisons, it's church, it's religion, it's guns, and
exactly
sports. So anything they can make it money.
And I'm telling you right now, Texas ain't, and like I said, Tommy B just said in the thing that the kids in the system are doing stellar. They're not, and that's why we should practice safe sex. That's why we should practice men stop skiing your seed in trash cans. Women, stop opening your legs to men, and he ain't got nothing on that thing, bro. It's simple. Listen, this can stop with us. It don't have to go through no government. It can stop with us. Stop going having sex with women and knowing that you ain't got nothing on, and knowing the potential of your pullout game is trash.
Yeah. That's why I use protection, because like I told you,
bro.
Right, seriously, like I said this earlier. I admitted it. I knew I was gonna have to use protection, even though I hated to do it, because the first time I did it unprotected, I said, "Yeah, my plug game gonna be weak
with your
as hell. My plug game gonna be weak as hell. I ain't doing that."
I'm gonna stand for the women on this one. It's a damn shame that a woman got to have 2 kids to get her tubes tied, but a man can just go get snipped anytime he wants. Listen, if a woman want to go get get tied up, let her ass go get. Y'all already talking about women get. Oh, we can do what we want to do with our bodies. Okay, allow them. If they want to go have surgery and get their tubes tied, let them. That will stop babies.
I got it, but here's the thing. Again, to my point that I made earlier, with kids going to the system and going to the adoption system and things like that. They're not doing great. It's horrible. So that's always been my argument to people, like especially women and girls, when they tell me you can always put them up for adoption. I'm like, that's not going to help those kids.
Close your legs.
Yeah. How about we start with that? But then, guys, we won't have any fun either, Black man. I mean,
hold on. What I'm saying is, Mandrell, is this. What I'm saying is this: we have to take some accountability, and the women have to take some accountability too. What needs to happen is this: you're going to go sit down. You're going to go sit down or lay down with a man and let this man impregnate you. See, what we're incentivizing bad behavior. The law should say, if your ass get pregnant and you knew you had contraceptives, you had birth control, you had all these different stuff that you could do, you can go get the IUDs.
31 contraceptives. Right? 31.
It's 31 of them, and you can go get them, and you refuse to do it, and you still letting raw dog run up in you and skeet up in you. It should be a law that you take care of that child. And we're not going to give you no government assistance. We're not going to give you no housing. We're not giving you nothing. You're going to live with the decision that you made. And I guarantee these babies will stop. I guarantee it. Yeah. Stop incentivizing bad behavior.
It's going to help teach you. It's going to teach you to not mess around with Pookies and Ray Rays.
If I jumped on a stove, and when I was small, my mom would pop my hand. No, she would tell me, move, that stove will burn you. And then the second time I'll go and be curious again. And then she'd say, stop. And the next time she'll just let me go up there and touch it. I had to know for myself. I had to learn on my own. Damn, that hurt.
Guess who else did the same thing? Shamaria.
Hey man, we ain't gonna talk
Mama
about
kept telling her 8,000 times, don't touch the stove, baby. Hot.
Why you bringing out history lessons out here like that?
Hot. One day you know what? I'm tired of telling her. I'm gonna let her touch it.
You know what though? Shoo
that girl want to start a war.
Hey, Shoo, she like things that's hot.
Hey, shut
Well, too bad it ain't you.
I remember asking you a goddamn thing.
My favorite.
It's my favorite too. I like that.
Go ahead, Primer. What you had to say, bro?
Let's play a game. Let's play a game. Let's say this goes through. Let's say this goes through. What's gonna happen? What's gonna change? Let's say 22 states immediately put the hammer down and they say, okay, no more. What will the results be? That's my question because I'm under the impression it's going through. That's what I'm gonna. If I had to put out my prediction, I'm gonna say it's gonna go through. Okay, let's just play the game of it goes through. Now what? Now what happens?
Well, like I said before,
women are going to do strange things.
There will be bans of abortion in 22 states, almost instantly. Now, these 22 states, they got their paperwork drafted. Only thing needs to happen is the governor needs to sign it.
Yep.
22 states are that ready to go to ban abortions.
Mandrill cooking tonight.
So the day that the Supreme Court says, yeah, we're going to reverse Roe v. Wade, the governor,
illegal.
The second it happens, 22 states are ready to go right now.
Did you guys hear what the mayor of Chicago said? Lori Lightfoot. She said, we need to call this a right to bear arms because this decision that overruled the A word of babies. So they're planning to fight in war in streets. Like there's videos right now on the streets of people that are pro-life against pro-choice across the street from each other, literally fighting each other, attacking each other.
That's crazy.
Well, that's just a normal day in Chicago. What are you talking about, man?
Right.
No, bro.
This
ain't Chirac, bro. Not Chirac.
You know what, though? I have something for both sides. I have something. The people that are for abortion, shut your ass up and start teaching these classes about abstinence or teaching them about going to get contraceptives, right? Start teaching that. And then the people that are for it, don't be out here in the streets talking about woo, woo, woo. And then on your way to the protest, you pass 5 kids that are homeless.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, though.
You bastards. Don't do that now. Don't do that. Don't go and see 5 kids homeless asking you to buy a bottle of water and you talking about get away from me, kid. But you're downtown.
Black man, but you know what's funny? They're okay with teaching kids about the whole transformer type stuff in school.
Yeah. Oh, I like transformers. That's beautiful. That's wild.
Yeah, but here's the thing, though. You said what'd you say earlier? In the beginning of that?
What you don't want? What I'm saying, they need to teach contraceptives. They need
here's the thing about that. Abstinence. You said preach abstinence.
Abstinence.
I think we should give up on that. Abstinence doesn't work. We've been doing it for 30 years. Hasn't worked.
I don't think
it will not work.
Yeah, I think it has worked.
Listen, the evidence, the science is in. The evidence is in. People are going to have sex. The best thing we can do is to teach them what it is. We should teach them the risks of it without exaggerating it.
Okay, so
teach them to protect themselves.
Are you saying start with the risk first and then work your way down with that conversation?
No, just teach them to protect themselves because that's what they did to me. Like I was.
Let's be honest, Angelus. A lot of kids that have their parents are at work. They're not going to be with them 24/7. They're going to have their phones, their laptops. They're going to have access to TV, all this stuff that literally is showing. And I agree, black man. Unfortunately, it ain't going to happen, man. The hormones, testosterone, the estrogen.
Yeah.
It's there, bro.
Abstinence is not going to work. It hasn't worked. It doesn't work. We know this to be true now.
And you got Megan Thee Stallion on TV dropping that ass, talking about you can put
it. Look at all the influences they got.
Put it at the back of my throat. I'm wetter than the highway in the wintertime.
Right. Look at all the outside influences they got. They're not going to listen to.
I'm still going. See all the stuff you're saying. I'm still going by and I'm still screaming it like. You gotta vet properly. You cannot have kids and talking about you're a boss babe and going back to what Mark said, but you have your kid sitting at home with a tablet in front of their face 24/7 or a PlayStation or Xbox or these little devices.
Bro, don't let me start on the hookup apps, bro. The hookup apps.
So do you think the amount of bursts, if let's just say it goes through, do you think the amount of bursts is gonna go like this? Or do you think people are going to just make the cross-country trip to wherever it is they can go to get it done?
I think both.
Cross-country trip. And both. I think both. Because I'm telling you, they're telling them, you're going to jail, doctors. If you do it, you're going to jail a minimum 20. We got some for you. We're telling you, you know better. We're telling you not to do it anymore. So what's going to happen is, and I heard a lady say, well, back in the day, we used clothes hangers and we used bleach. Yeah. We drank bleach and we, all this other stuff. Okay, if they catch, and then Texas is so cutthroat. Texas said, listen, if we see signs of you trying to delete your baby yourself, or signs that you did it with somebody in a back alley, the state of Texas, any hospital in Texas is not required to give you any health care. They're not required to put you in a hospital. They're not required to work. They're required to work on you, anything. If we're not going to help you if you go do it. So not only are you going to be up Schitt's Creek, the doctors can refuse service to you. The Texas is cutthroat.
So do you think it's going to make the red states more red and the blue states more blue? Do you think people are going to pick up and move in response to this?
Hey, man,
No.
This shit may cause a civil war. I'm
No,
serious.
it won't. There's 20. Here's the thing. There's 22 states ready to go right now to ban abortions, because if the Supreme Court overturns it, it now becomes a state issue. And these states, are red states in particular, are ready to go. Some blue states even. Okay. Now, it's not going to make the red states more red. They're already red, as red as they're going to get. They're not going to get more red. You know, it's just, it is what it is. These red states. Now, the question is, are the people who are left leaning, are they going to move out of these states? Some will, but not enough to matter.
That's what I was getting at. Is do you think it'll swing some of these? Because this is an election type issue, right? This is something that people are going to take sides on. And if you feel real strongly about it, let's say you live in Wisconsin, and Wisconsin's super.
I'm gonna say it like this real quick.
And they're like, well, I'm moving to Illinois. Like that might be a thing. I could see that being a thing.
Like I said, not enough are going to move to matter or make a difference of any kind.
Marcus, you had a thought real quick, bro?
I was gonna say, before there's evolution, there has to be a revolution. That's usually how historically it goes through time, bro. So historically, in order to be evolution, there has to be a revolution, and before peace, sometimes there's a war. You know, politics is just the way that it is. People are gonna be in constant fight, so it's gonna be a constant struggle. So that's why I said both ways earlier. So I like the hopeful idea. I'm for it, but I'm also for the realistic idea as well. So, you know, us kids, what were we doing when we were at home? If we weren't at school, we know we had those girls that we want to talk to, those little dirty thoughts we had in our heads, the testosterone's in the freaking air. You know, we're doing our thing, going to the parties, whatever, it's gonna happen.
That's true too.
Okay.
Go ahead, bro.
Now, what I'm gonna say is this too. We thought that today the influence of a person can be mega, right? It could be, you can influence someone, and once you get in someone's psyche and someone's head, you can pretty much make them do what you want them to do, right? And so what I'm saying to you is, January the 6th, guys, you remember that day? All Trump did was say, we're going to go down to the Capitol. We're going to go down to the Capitol building. Right? So they walked down to the Capitol building, right? And how old is the Capitol building? 200 years old? They went in there and tore that they beat that damn building to shreds, and they were this close from taking out senators and congressmen that were untouchable. So if they did that because they felt like the wrong man got elected, you don't think these women and these men that are pro-life and people that are anti-life are not gonna clash? Shit. Bro, get ready. Get ready, brother. Get ready. I'm telling you, get ready. You'll see.
It's a lot. This a lot.
You'll see.
This is a lot. All right, we're gonna if I can think of anything else, man, but we're gonna leave this final thoughts. Let me put my ugly mug in here. Shout out to Spotify.
Man, your hat game is off the chain, bro. I need to.
Hey, shout out to Jersey. Shout out to Jersey, because I know we talked about in the on Black Men Filter about parents, and primal fine component of this too is accountable and chastising the children when it need to be and all that good stuff. So Jersey raised me up right. So shout out to any Brick City people out there. Shout out to Jersey. Shout out to New York. Shout out to Philly. Shout out to Maryland, because they if they don't like you, they tell you. That's a rough state to live in. So final thoughts going on around. Marcus, we'll let you get first. And again, shout out to Marcus, because he actually presented this topic out before, and it was a very interesting topic to have. I was kind of hesitant to have the conversation because I know, just all I see was a lot of women out in these courts, out in these streets, protesting heavily. You know what I'm saying? And somebody just passed away, and he got these other thousands and thousands of women bashing on that end too. So, and had a conversation about it, and we decided like, hey, this is gonna be a conversation that need to be had. Give men's perspective on it. This Saturday at 6 p.m. Central Time, we're gonna have the full Gray Pill crew out here, guys and girls. We're gonna have an even discussion what women think along with men this Saturday at 6 p.m. Central Time, so we can have this discussion. You know what I'm saying? Then we'll let y'all know what the topic's gonna be. If you hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification, and you'll get updated for next Tuesday. All right. Appreciate you, Mika. So we'll go with you, Marcus. Final thoughts.
Great discussion, great topic. I appreciate Gray Pill, appreciate Mandrell, appreciate Black Men Unfiltered for stopping by. Primal Studies as always. I know this is a very delicate subject, but the reason why I brought it up is because it's important to have the gray area, which is both sides, to have an opinion to talk about it. So, people are going to have their disagreements. People are going to either agree, they're going to look at it from their reasons, their perspectives. So I just put my input, and I appreciate this panel and the opportunity to talk about it. So peace.
I appreciate you. Black Man. You know what, brother? I'm gonna get you last because you know what? You can always
you gotta get right, man. You muted.
He try to be a smart butt. Nah, Black Man, we're gonna make you last, bro, because you're a guest, bro. Here, you know what I'm saying? Mandrell, final thoughts.
I appreciate it.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
This
one thing, I believe in.
Somehow he just taking Poppy's like a spirit of Poppy just inside him right now.
Right.
What's going on?
First of all, I'd like to say thank you to Angelus and Minka for having me on your platform, the Gray Pill Podcast. It's always a good time here. Primal Studies, always a pleasure talking to you. It's Marcus, Black Man, my partner in crime. Okay, I just gotta get you a little bit more involved. Okay.
Lead attorney here.
Okay, to the point. I believe in pro-choice. I believe in pro-choice, absolutely. And this is probably going to go through the way it's looking, people. So just brace yourselves and get ready for it. Also, I don't understand how other soldiers or service members like Marcus are pro-life when we had to be ready to take life in droves in war. I don't understand how people like that are pro-life.
Hey, listen, we have a different discussion. That's a different discussion. We haven't talked about it back.
Yeah, that's another discussion. Yeah, I'm just looking for the explanation. That's it. But all right, that's it. Everybody get ready for it. Strap in. Make your preparations because this is probably going to happen.
All right. Shout out to you. What you got, Primal Studies?
Yeah. No, appreciate it. Great discussion. It was a lot of fun. I'll address. I see Manuel in the chat there. The pre-snip to the post-snip, asking how. No, nothing feels broken. It's just a little. It's a little. You feel a little cold scrub. You feel a little pinch. You feel a little pull, and then you're on your way. All right, it's no big deal. Don't let Mandrell scare you because he gets a little nervous if we start talking about things getting snipped. It's all right.
So try still the big kickstand.
Hey, Primal. Some people say when you get that procedure, it feels like this.
Keep the change, you filthy animal.
And you know what I will say? You will keep the change because you'll be keeping a lot more money in your pocket if you don't have a baby you didn't mean to have, right? But speaking of finances, I think that kind of triggered something in my brain. We're doing a lot of talk about preparation for things to come. This will probably be an impact on our country. If you look at around the state of finances around our country, the stock market is not, unless you've been having your head underneath a rock, stock market isn't looking so good. The cryptocurrency realm isn't looking so good. So I think this Sunday, I'm going to do a talk about preparing yourself for the economic downturn because we're heading that way, folks. So what can you do to help prepare yourself for, there's some choppy water coming up here. So maybe I can drop a few nuggets and help you get prepared for that. So that'll be Sunday's topic.
All right, appreciate you, man. Black Man Unfiltered, like always.
All right, thank you, man, for the opportunity for being here, man. I appreciate you. First of all, I want to thank the panel for such a great conversation. Also, the chat, thank you for being here and supporting such a great channel. Make sure you go support Primal Studies. He has a great platform. Make sure you go subscribe to him. Mandrell, hey, come see him on Wednesday nights at 8:30 on the Black Men Unfiltered network. Marcus, he supports everyone. So he's the big supporter guy. He's the designated driver to all these different platforms. And then last but not least, Angelus, man, Minka, you guys, you got to hit the subscribe button for these guys. They're doing the work. Let's appreciate the work that they're doing. They're not asking you for no cash yet, but they're asking you to just get your damn index finger or your thumb and hit the damn red button. It's a subscribe button. Just hit it and tell your mama and them about it. Tell your grandma, right? Come on now. So I want to say that also tonight, if you guys are not busy, right after this, I will be over on Black Men Unfiltered Network. Please go and type that into your channel. Make sure you go like and subscribe over there. We're doing great things as well. And tonight, we will have a huge discussion tonight on who do you listen to? Because now we have women that say they don't listen to men because they're men, and they don't listen to women because they're tired of pick-me's and pickaninnies. And so who do you listen to? If you don't listen to a woman and you don't listen to a man, who the hell do you listen to? So we'll be talking about that at 8:30 Central Standard Time tonight. Guys, come on over and enjoy the conversation.
Appreciate you, man. Like always, ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate everybody coming in. We will be leaving from here at 8:30. We will be going over there to support Black Men Unfiltered. Shout out to you, Tommy B, for coming in here. Try not to do too much profanity in the group chat because it's not gonna let your group chat in here. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Dusto Scam. I saw you in the chat, man. I appreciate you for coming through. I appreciate all the chat that's coming through. Again, like always, we appreciate every subscriber. It's 200, 300, 500. You know, even though we had some 20,000 subscribers come at us, you know, with conversation. So you know you're doing good when you got 20,000, 50,000 subscribers coming looking at us. You know what I'm saying? Having conversations with us. So I appreciate them. My final thoughts is do your homework. Why are you all up in the picket line? If you got 50, you got 5 babies, 10, 3 babies, and you know, you don't know how to use protection, that's your fault. Now again, that's your fault. If you know you got you know, the bad poor selection of a man, again, whose fault is that? All right. That's something you need to look at yourself. Now, again, if it's a medical reason or if it's life threatening, then of course, do what you need to do to protect yourself. Do that. If it's a mental issue, do what you need to do to protect yourself. But if you know with post-trauma and all this stuff going on now, that's a factor. If you know that it's going to be an issue with that, find somebody. Maybe the father can take care of it. Maybe he's making that 80K, 100K like these boss babes always looking for. You know, the Shaniquas and the Keishas, you know, and the Shananes out there. You know, that's where the
Oh my goodness! If it isn't Little Miss Attitude.
Yeah,
Emotional damage.
So if you have those type of women in your life and you know you yourself is one of them and you cannot afford the baby, you know that you can't carry the baby, but the man can, the grandma can, the auntie can. Don't do deletion of the baby. Don't hand them off to somebody else, okay? Same thing to you fellas. Use the glove. Snip, snip. There's a lot of ways to prevent all that, okay? We get it. Sometimes that girl put it on you too good. It is what it is. But yeah.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit.